Hey, books are like a portal of transformation. We start to read them as ordinary people and emerge as something completely different. In today's video, I will recommend 5 of my favorite books that I promise will change your life. I will give you some big takeaways from these books and a peek into their story as well. So set up your headphones, tune up the volume, and let's get going. Hey there, this is Chetna and you're watching ChetChat. Today I have picked 5 impactful books that will change your life. They all have intriguing plots, inspirational stories, and a heartfelt message that is bound to stir up a series of thoughts inside you. The first book that I will recommend today is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. This is a beautiful read. Khaled Hosseini is an Afghan-American writer who was once a refugee and is now the most famous author of all time. He has written multiple books about the crisis in Afghanistan and its impact on its people. The Kite Runner starts with a friendship between 2 kids of nearly the same age. One of them is the son of a rich and well-respected man, while the other is the son of his servant. This unique friendship between them is the core of the story and is set against the backdrop of war-stricken Afghanistan. It's a tale of an innocent friendship that goes through trauma, separation, and a 2-decade-long war. The Kite Runner is about struggle and hardships. How difficult it becomes when we have lost everything in life, including a country. It will remind you to make peace with the past and start all over again from point zero. It will make you re-examine the need for community and the importance of friends in our life. More than that, it will help you stand up for what is right against all odds. This book will shape your first response in tough situations. There is a dialogue that summarizes the true meaning of the book. It may be unfair, but what happens in a few days, sometimes even a single day, can change the course of an entire lifetime. The second book that I'm recommending today is Looking for Alaska. This is a coming-of-age novel written by American author John Green. Yes, the same writer of the highly popular book and Netflix show The Fault in Our Stars. In Looking for Alaska, John presents the story of Miles Halter, a sophomore grad who's going to experience hostel life for the first time in his life. It is told from the perspective of Miles himself, who's an introvert and is fond of reading the biographies of great personalities. He is open to new discoveries in his life which will ultimately bring him closer, perhaps to the greater. This book takes us into a world of our inner thoughts, anxiety, and the process of finding yourself in others. This is a great book for figuring out yourself and your complexities and to learn how to deal with losses in our life. He quotes Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, whose last words were, "It's very beautiful over there. I don't know where there is, but I believe it's somewhere, and I hope it's beautiful." And before we move to book number 3, I would like to give a shout out to Mary Miles for leaving this lovely message under my last video. And if you want a shout out in my next video, drop me a message below with the hashtag ChetChatters. The third book for today is a non-fictional story told in a dramatic manner, Hippie by Paulo Coelho. I know that the moment I say Paulo Coelho, you think of The Alchemist. Paulo Coelho is my favorite author, and I love the way he inspires people. With Hippie, he transported me into this beautiful, incredible other world. The book is based on the early life of Paulo, who chooses to live like a hippie in the early 70s, and he kept a journal noting down his adventures. The book begins with him planning a journey across the world and visiting many special places. It's a kind of deep dive into the expeditions that are unknown and have no destinations. This book will help you prepare yourself for whatever life throws at you. It's a guide for dealing with things that are not in your control and things that hinder your momentum. The novel also has bits of spirituality and religion, which are presented as a calming factor for our soul. In short, the book has everything you need to create a big change within. I love these lines from the book. As though everything truly had to be faced without fear. As a mere fact of life, we don't choose the things that happen to us, but we can choose how we react to them. The day we are able to truly internalize this understanding, our life has already changed. The fourth book on my shelf is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Gabriel is the recipient of the Nobel Prize in Literature and is regarded as one of the greatest literary writers of all time. This book is one of his finest. 100 Years of Solitude follows the journey of a single family for 100 years. Time is one of the main themes of this novel, and it's in fact designed as a separate character. It is a book that will leave you in awe with its fantasy and magical concepts and completely change your way of perceiving things in life. At one point, you will be so hooked with the chapters that you won't realize how much time has gone by. This subconscious connection will affect you profoundly. You will never be the same person after reading this book. The story of each member of the family will work as a reflection of your own. You will hate them at some point, empathize with them in the middle, and ultimately miss them towards the end. The book will elevate your emotional responses and help you develop a strong level of maturity. One quote from the book that I want to share with you is, "Things have a life of their own. It's simply a matter of waking up their souls." The final book recommendation for today is a non-fiction bestseller, 12 Rules of Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jordan Peterson. The author is a clinical psychologist, college professor, and a motivational speaker. He's written different books about bringing a value system into our lives and changing our bad habits. 12 Rules of Life is the first in his series. Each chapter in this book is dedicated to a specific rule. According to Peterson, if we master these rules in our life, then we are guaranteed to change our life completely. I have picked out a few of his rules for you. 1. Straighten your shoulders and stand up straight. 2. Don't forget that you have a responsibility to take care of yourself. 3. Make friends with people who want to see you succeed. Next, think back to the person you were now and not the person you were yesterday. The next rule is, before you comment on the world, put your house in order. Look for meaningful pursuits, not expedient ones. Jordan makes use of mythology and traditional stories to explain each of his rules. This heightens the intrigue for the reader and creates an everlasting effect. That was all for today's book recommendations. I hope that these books will help you achieve a higher energy state emotionally, philosophically, spiritually, magically, and practically. So press the bell icon, tap on the like button, and have a happy reading session.